It's a new day and some new Dolphin news. What's up, Fin fans? So, some news today, then some updates today, and then some other things today, and then I'm going to talk playoffs. So, stick around. Got a bunch of things going on. First thing I'm going to talk about, a lot of people are asking, why is Ryan Tannehill still on the team? Why is Matt Burke still here? Why aren't they fired? What's going on? The reason they're still there is essentially what the Dolphins are doing is they're just going to wait for their new head coach. And then when the new head coach comes in, they'll be like, do what you want. You know, who do you want as your head, your DC, your OC, you know, and then players-wise. They're not going to move on with the players until they get their head coach. And a lot of times with these interviews, what gets head coaches jobs is who their defensive and offensive coordinators are, what their scheme is offensively and defensively, and what is their philosophy going to be. That's what gets head coaches jobs. So I know a lot of guys want Burke gone. They want him gone before even the thought process of a head coach comes up. But essentially, that's what's got to happen before that happens. So that's just to get that out of the way, because I know I'm seeing a lot of people ask, like, why is Matt Burke still here? And I wholeheartedly agree with you. Trust me on that. But once the head coach comes in, Matt Burke will be gone. I think the whole coaching staff will be gone. Maybe a few people will be kept. You know, if Darren Rizzi doesn't get the head coaching job, then he'll be kept, I think. But again, that's going to be a question and answer in a little bit. So the Dolphins have completed their interview with Pat's defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. They actually went up to Foxborough, to New England, to interview Brian Flores. Obviously, essentially what the Dolphins are going to do is I think they're going to interview everyone. So they got 6 candidates, now 7. But they're going to just interview all of them, and then maybe if someone pops up or something happens, then they'll probably pick. But Brian Flores was interviewed today, and then the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Bellamy, is probably, they said probably going to be interviewed today, so they're going to start banging out interviews now. I don't think Rizzi's been interviewed yet. But then, they also asked about Steelers offensive line coach. There's a bunch of coaches that have been asked, but so far today, only one has been interviewed, and a second is possible with the offensive coordinator of Bellamy. Here's the news. This is why you clicked on it, because of the title, but you probably already knew. The Dolphins requested to interview defensive coordinator for the Saints, Dennis Allen. Now, my thoughts on Dennis Allen is, now the Saints defense is good, and he's a good defensive coordinator. But when he was the Raiders head coach for 3 years, they sucked. 4-12, 4-12, and I think 13-3. They weren't good at all. Now, again, this all stems into what I've said before with head coaching. Like, I'd like to get a head coach that has done it before and can learn from his mistakes and get better at it. But I don't know if Dennis Allen's the name I'd like to hear. But again, it's just a name and it's just an interview. It doesn't mean that he's going to definitely be the new head coach, because there also was other news the past couple days that a lot of people have been talking about, and it's been a buzz, and that's essentially John Harbaugh news, with the potential for the Dolphins are going really hard for John Harbaugh, and that if they want him, he's still under contract with the Ravens, so it's going to cost 2 number ones, which, if you're rebuilding this team, you need your number ones, especially if you want a quarterback. You need your number ones. Now, if the Ravens lose to the Chargers, right, and completely crap the bed against the Chargers, the Ravens have a new GM coming in. If John Harbaugh and the new GM start butting heads and they don't get along, and all of a sudden it's a power struggle between the two, and John Harbaugh's like, I'm done, I'm out, I don't want to be a part of the Ravens anymore, this is not for me, and he quits or gets fired, then all of a sudden I could see the Dolphins pouncing on John Harbaugh, giving him whatever he wants, not power-wise, and all the money he wants. But other than that, I don't want to give up 2 number ones. Now, I understand a lot of people are saying, to have the head coach of the future and to have this head coach that has been on a winning team and proven that he's a winning head coach can really launch the team, and you can build off of that and get your quarterback. I agree, but I need those players. We need that quarterback. We need that star wide receiver. We need the star. We need these players that are potentially going to be drafted. So to mortgage a draft to get John Harbaugh, I don't like it. If it does happen, I'm going to be upset, but we'll see what happens. But I don't think it'll happen. I think best case scenario, John Harbaugh gets fired or quits the Ravens job because of the power struggle between the new GM and him. But we'll have to watch that real close and see what happens with that. But that's the update on the head coaching search and essentially the team. So now I'm going to get into the second half of this video, which was also in the title. So this past season, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for subscribing. This past season, me and my dad in the regular season had a picks battle. And throughout the whole season, me and him would pick. He'd come on here a few times and would pick. He would be in the post videos a few times. He's going to be back in the videos, but he's just getting super busy with work, and that's why he hasn't been in a bunch of the videos. If you do care. If you don't care, then just ignore what I just said. But I won by 2 games. I won by 2 games. So the last week of the season, we were tied because I slipped up on a bunch of picks, and he came back because I was beating him pretty bad by like 13 games. And he came back and we were tied, and I won by 2 games. Here's his record. It's 153, 97, and 2. Here's my record. It's 155, 95, and 2. But overall, I think we did pretty good on the season with the picks. But now I'm going to give you guys my picks for the playoffs, especially the wild card, the first weekend of playoffs. And then I'm going to give you guys my prediction for the Super Bowl. And then I have something I want to ask. So first game, we have the Colts at the Texans. I honestly think that the Colts are going to win this one. The Texans are playing really well, but just the Colts are mending. They got that rookie offensive guard who's playing great, and they got that rookie linebacker who both made first team All-Pros. So they're playing really well, and I like the way Andrew Luck's playing, and so I'm going to pick the Colts in this one. Then we got the Seahawks going to the Cowboys to face them. This one's hard for me, but I'm actually going to go Seahawks in this one. Just because I like the Cowboys and I like the way their defense is playing, but there's something about the Seahawks in the playoffs that they always pull it off. Always. Look at the Vikings game where they should have lost, and they just pulled some luck out of their butts, and he missed that field goal. So I'm going to go Seahawks with this one. Next we have the Chargers at the Ravens. This one's going to be an interesting one. So the Ravens beat the Chargers in LA 22-6. Ravens have a very, very good defense. Ravens have a very, very good secondary. If you guys want John Harbaugh to be the head coach, you're going to want the Ravens to lose this one pretty bad and want him to get fired, which I don't... Like I said before, it depends on the power struggle. It depends on that dynamic. But with this game, I'm actually going to go Chargers here. I think Lamar Jackson is playing... He's playing really well, but he's never played in an NFL playoff game. And I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Chargers will probably win like 20-17. But I'm going to pick the Chargers in this one, just because of the rookie quarterback and his first time in the playoffs. But again, if you're a Ravens fan, no hate. I honestly, it could go either way. This is going to be a very close game. This is going to be a very good game. I know he's been proving everyone wrong, Lamar Jackson, but I just have a feeling. Then I have the Eagles. Then we have the Eagles going to Chicago to face the Bears. I think the Bears are going to win this one. I think the Eagles are too banged up. I think they just made it into the playoffs barely. So I think they're going to take this one. So when it comes to Super Bowl, right now my prediction, I think it'll be a Chargers-Saints Super Bowl. That could change very quickly come Sunday, 4 o'clock. But I'm going Chargers-Saints Super Bowl. So here's my question for you guys. Sunday after 6:30. Would you guys like me to live stream? I could live stream the second half of the Eagles-Bears game. Now, I'm not going to show the game, but we could talk about it. And then I can live stream and we could talk about the team, about the head coaching search, about what's going on so far. If there's potential head coaching candidates, we could talk about the 3 games that have already happened. Let me know below if you guys like me to stream at 6:30 on Sunday. Get this video to 150 likes and I'll stream Sunday. Let me know. But comment below. Let me know what you think of the coaches that have already been interviewed, the coaches that are going to be interviewed, about Dennis Allen being thrown in there, about the potential of getting John Harbaugh, if you'd want to get him for a 2 first, if you would prefer to wait and see if he gets fired like I would. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think of my Super Bowl pick and my playoff picks. But speaking of that, let's get to your comment of the day. This one comes from Minimum T TV. And he says, Doug, Jakeem Grant also tweeted out a shout out for Rizzy. Players really like him, and I hope we get him as our head coach, and Todd Bowles for DC. I don't know who for offense coordinator. Yeah, the list of past and present players that have been wanting Rizzy to get the head coaching job is really long. Jarvis Landry, Jordan Phillips actually commented, Jason Taylor, Brian Hartline, Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson. All of these guys want Darren Rizzi as their head coach. It is a huge endorsement. It's probably one of the biggest endorsements for a potential head coach candidate that anyone's ever seen. My thing is, let the process play out. Don't hire him because you have a ton of players backing him and that he'll have the locker room. Hire him if he's the best candidate after you've done your due diligence and you've done your job. Now, again, would I like Darren Rizzi as a head coach? Yeah, I like what he's done with the special teams, and he's been the assistant head coach. So essentially, when Gase is on the sideline and sitting on the bench doodling, he technically becomes the head coach and is in charge of challenges, timeouts, and all that stuff. It seems like Adam Gase would let Matt Burke do his thing, whereas Rizzi was in charge of that stuff, challenges, timeouts, all that stuff. You know, like I said, let the process play out. Let all the coaches be interviewed, and if Darren Rizzi ends up being the best coach that was interviewed, hire him. But only in that case. Don't just hire him because the players love him. Because then, what if his scheme is bad? What if the coaches he's bringing in for DC and OC are bad? Like, let the process play out and let's see where we go from there. But that's the video. Follow me on Twitter. Been tweeting out a ton, especially lately. It's been super busy, super crazy. So follow me on Twitter. Check out my second channel, the Bit Boys. You guys have been killing it over there. I've been listening to your comments. You guys have been commenting over there saying you want to see Call of Duty, you want to see more Madden, you want to see. So like I said, I'm in the process of moving, but we are going to start playing those games for you guys, especially Madden, especially Call of Duty. You know, you guys go over there and you say games you want us to play. We're listening, and we'll start playing for you guys. Give this video a thumbs up because it's the candidates have started to be interviewed. We're in the process of moving forward to see what the future holds and what our new head coach is going to be. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm pumping out videos for you guys left and right. You know, I love doing this for you guys. I hope you guys love seeing my ugly mug on your computer screen or on your phone. And I hope you enjoy listening to me talk with my stupid voice. Let me know if you guys want me to stream Sunday night. I will definitely live stream Sunday night, and we can have discussions about the playoff games. We can have discussions about the future of this team. We can have discussions about a lot of things. Talk about potential quarterbacks that the Dolphins should draft. Let me know. Like I said, try to get this video over 150 likes, and I will definitely live stream on Sunday night after 6:30. But I will see you guys hopefully Sunday night, live streaming. But other than that, like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins up.